This is Michael Nelson. I'm going to talk about marketing today and whether or not your marketing is just putting lipstick on a pig. You know, where the pig tries to look good, it's got some lipstick on, maybe it's wearing some pearls, and the fact remains it's still a pig. And you're not going to fool anyone. And a lot of us go through our business life trying to market by essentially fooling people in this way. And what I'm going to talk to you today is 3 steps to take to make sure that you're conveying the value that your business provides to your ideal customers without putting lipstick on a pig. So let's kick off here. So first off, what do I mean by lipstick on a pig? I talked about it a little bit, but it's marketing that doesn't address the true customer need. It talks too much about the product, not enough about the outcomes. Remember, people are buying outcomes, the benefits. And it's easy to fall in the trap of having marketing that's about us and not about the prospects. Remember, people are always looking for the whiff-up. What's in it for me? And if your marketing does any of these 3 things, it's likely to fail or at least produce really slow results that don't help you sustain your business, don't help you grow your business, consume a lot of your time, and frustrate you. And we want to focus on pulling out of that and becoming very effective at marketing in a way that doesn't take much of our time. We can use automation, and it really helps drive our business results. So let's walk through those 3 things. First, your solution must fit a problem. So if you have someone, they're trying to get through a maze, and your solution is, a book of theory on how to get through mazes, or you try and tell them that you can get them out of a maze, but you could get them out of last year's maze. It doesn't really work. Your product has to be a solution that fits a problem, and it has to be clear, and it has to be very easy to understand and leap out at your prospects. Your product must fit a market. And this one is one that we don't often think of, even though we frequently do. We have a great product or solution that we've developed. We're proud of it as an entrepreneur. We put it out there knowing that other people are going to be clamoring for this. And we haven't done our homework to see if our product, the way we've built it, our service, the way we deliver it, what it is, the outcomes it provides, actually fits a need in a market that's big enough to help us reach our business goals. If we're selling ice and we think our market is Eskimos and their igloos, it's not really going to work. Look around. I mean, they live in a land of ice. They can get the ice. They don't need our ice. It's not a good fit. The market is small. You might be able to sell a little, but probably nothing like you think you might or need to for your business. On the other hand, if we look at this gent here standing in the desert, that's a customer that might be ready for a glass full of ice, a bucket of ice, a weekly delivery, a monthly delivery of ice. So we have to understand the marketplace. Who are the customers? Who are the prospects? Who's the ideal customer? Because you don't want to deal with people that aren't perfect for you. But we have to have that fit or our marketing isn't going to work. And then we need to understand the circumstances when your product is the perfect solution. And this really starts to push into helping us with our copywriting. What's our messaging? What circumstance is this guy in? And what's the perfect solution for him? Well, in this case, if we're selling gas and there's enough people in the marketplace that are like this poor fellow, then we might start to have a fit here that we can work with. And we can tell a story. We can build some copywriting messaging, some marketing messaging around this that's likely to be fairly effective for us. Okay, so now, don't be phased. We'll move on to the chalkboard. So we've talked about this kind of, real easy. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to avoid. But now let's look at some ways to get there. I'm going to try and help you build your awareness of the challenges associated with poor marketing and a way to see it visually that will help you. And then take the steps that you can to ensure that your marketing flows and is effective. And like I said, it may look daunting. I'm going to show you a graph, but it's simple and I'm going to walk you through it. And I'm going to show you how to use it to play with different scenarios and look at your marketing, try and analyze it, and understand right out of the gate if you think it's going to be something that's successful before you spend any time or money on it. Okay, so here's what I call the customer tipping point graph. Perfectly made up by me, and it's to illustrate what we were just talking about. Okay, so as we see in the red, no purchase. That's a bad place to be. The value is not perceived. The value of what you're delivering isn't worth to them the amount of money that they would pay to receive it. In the green, purchase. Here's where the solution outweighs the cost. They're getting more than they pay for in terms of the value as they perceive it. And we'll call this line, which is actually a series of points, they're real or perceived decision points. When you move past this line, from red to green, you're starting to put your customer in a position, your prospect in a position to become a customer. So what are the axes? On the vertical here, we have pain or desire. People are going to buy things to either rid themselves of pain or help them move towards something they desire. And so we start on the bottom, the way that we read this, we start here in this bottom left-hand corner. And so moving up the scale on the pain or desire that they have, they're either going to recognize it as a small problem, a large problem, or anywhere in between, right? And then on the bottom part here, we have the solution for the circumstance. Does your product provide the solution for the particular circumstance that they're in when they find themselves having that pain or that desire? On the left-hand side, if it's a poor fit, remember we're starting down here again. On the right-hand side, we have the perfect match, and then we have all of the different places in between that it could be. And so let's walk through real quickly how we would use this. And the quickest way to do it is to just doodle some pictures. And so we look at plotting out the pain or desire. What pain do they have? What desire are they trying to reach? And this is a relationship to the problem or your particular product. If it's not much and it's down here, well, you can tell you're probably going to have a problem. And if the solution is, your solution is perfect for them, maybe it's a near perfect match, you'd be down here. But you take the bottom line and you go up. And you take the vertical line and you go to the right. Okay, and then you've created this area here. And that's 100% of their potential decisions. This is what this represents. And if you look at this, well, they've got a small problem. You're a perfect fit, but it's really not worth spending the money on. You see, it's barely at all into the green, so you almost have no chance of making a sale here. So if this is your marketing campaign and how you're messaging, or worse, it's your product in the market, you're not going to have a whole lot of success doing that. Let's look at another option here. And let's say you found something that's very painful for them. They need to get rid of this pain. So they're way up here. But your product isn't much of a fit. It's kind of a fit, but not much. So we take the lines again, we draw the lines out, and we look for the intersection. And the intersection is right here, and it covers this area, which again represents 100% of the potential decisions. And in this case, you're into the green a little bit. But if you look at this portion of green as it relates to the overall percentage, you're talking about this green part is maybe 1/20th of the whole. And so that would represent basically a 5% chance that they would have to buy from you to fix that problem. Again, that's not a very good situation to be in, especially if you want to scale your business. So now what you want to do is take those things that we walked through earlier. You want to make sure that you find, let's say, let's try another example here that works out pretty well. You found a desire that your customers want to reach, and you know that your product is a good fit for them. You know that it addresses those particular things that they want to reach. And in this case, the circumstances that they're in, when your solution is presented to them, are a perfect fit. You're going to solve the problem, it's something they want to do, and it's the perfect match. Now look what happens when we draw this intersection. Okay. So now, again, this area between the lines, underneath them, represents 100% of the possible decisions. And now the green is almost 50%. This part is where they would consider buying from you, and it's about 50%. And you notice that's with a good fit in a good set of circumstances that your prospects are in, and it's still around 50%. But that's not bad, because now you're talking about the prospects that come into your door that are able to receive your messaging are 50% potentially 50% likely to buy from you. And that is a ratio that you can do a lot of business with. Now, obviously, as you start to move in sort of dream scenarios where you encounter, they've got a significant problem or something they want to reach, and you're just the dream fit for it. Now look at this. You're here. You're here. Now look at the percentage there that the green is. That green is maybe 60-70%. You're starting to get more and more likely to make sales. Your messaging becomes easier because you're talking about you solving a problem when they're in a situation where they want to get rid of pain or reach a desire. And that's you right here. And so this is what you want to look at in your marketing. And not only your marketing, but if you've read the article that's associated with this, and I'll put the link below it too so that it's on YouTube, then you'll see that this will help you with your business model development. Your whole company can be set up and structured so that it's focused on answering these questions, not just for marketing, but for the actual reality of delivery. And your clients are set up to really receive a lot of value for you. Your marketing becomes easier, it's more effective, it costs you less, it takes less time, it lets you rely more on automation. And so really this graph then, it's real simple. You can print it out and use it yourself. It should just cue some thoughts for you so that you can look at, is the problem actually significant? And you can use this even in your research. Let's just arbitrarily say you will do a survey and you break this down into 1 to 10. I'm not going to count that out. And let's, you run this by some people, your problem, your service, your product, whatever, and you get an average answer here. This is what the people that you survey think. Then you'd want to look at, okay, well, when you're in this situation and you see this product and you've got this particular pain point, how does that fit? And you get a number here too. A lot of updates after me. Sorry about that. And so then you can allow yourself to plot this out and start to figure out where your marketing is and where it's likely to be successful, where you're likely to have challenges. And before you even go out the door and spend a cent on marketing, before you craft a service that you're going to deliver, before you build a product, you can actually use this along with some customer research and building of your business model and make sure that you're ready to have a business that you can market successfully and grow and scale. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it hasn't been overly painful and academic for you, but feel free to print a copy of this out. You'll also find it in the blog post, and see if you can't put it to use for you. And let me know if you have any questions or comments in the area below. And you'll also see I'm giving away a copy of a handbook that I wrote. It's a little over 40 pages that talks about marketing and finding some of this information and establishing yourself as an expert, which lets you then interact with people and do some of this research. So it'll help you along the way towards becoming a better and more effective marketer. So I wish you the best and all the success in the world. Take care, and we'll talk to you next time.